April 1, 2026. Global markets are surging on a 1,100-point rally. Investors are betting on peace because of a single rumor that the conflict with Iran is finally ending. The public narrative supports this. The president has spent weeks telling reporters that talks are going very well, repeatedly extending diplomatic deadlines and claiming a deal is only 2 to 3 weeks away. But the doctrine of denial dictates that American wars do not begin with honesty. Behind the talk of de-escalation, the United States has quietly moved 50,000 personnel into position, the largest military assembly since the invasion of Iraq. The destination for this force is Karg Island. It is 5 square miles of coral and steel sitting in the middle of the Persian Gulf. Capture this island, and you control 90% of Iran's oil revenue. It is the economic gravity well of the entire region. While the stock market rallied on the president's promises of peace, the military was already executing a timeline of covert milestones, making the invasion inevitable. The first break in the silence occurred on March 4th, 2,000 miles away from the Iranian coast, near Sri Lanka. The USS Charlotte, a Los Angeles-class fast attack submarine, fired 2 Mark 48 torpedoes at the Iranian frigate IRS Dana. The ship sank in under 3 minutes, with 87 sailors still aboard. Closer to the target, the war was fought in total darkness. In the Strait of Hormuz, 23-year-old sonar technicians spent 47 days straight listening for the silent hum of Iranian midget submarines waiting on the seafloor. On the surface, the U.S. defense grid faced an attritional math problem. Iran's strategy was to bleed the interceptors dry by launching waves of cheap, low-tech munitions. A single U.S. interceptor missile costs $500,000. Firing them at $15,000 drones threatened bankruptcy. The U.S. responded with Project Eagle, 10,000 AI-enabled drones deployed into the airspace, each costing only $15,000. These swarms forced Iranian radar and missile batteries to engage. By saturating the defense network with thousands of cheap targets, the U.S. compelled Iran to reveal its positions and exhaust its limited magazines, effectively neutralizing the entire air defense grid. With the radars dead, the U.S. began flying overland B-52 missions. These massive, non-stealthy bombers operated with total impunity, signifying that the air war was already over. To clear the water for the landing, the Navy brought in the A-10 Warthog. Despite a decade of attempts to retire the plane, it became the primary tool for hunting over 800 Iranian fast attack boats in the strait. By late March, the Navy confirmed that over 120 Iranian vessels and 44 mine layers had been removed from the board. On April 1st, while the president addressed the nation, CIA Ground Branch and SEAL Team 6 operators were already swimming towards hostile islands. They carried no identification and were officially disavowed by the government. Behind them, a third aircraft carrier departed Norfolk, and the USS Tripoli positioned 4,700 Marines for the final assault on Karg Island. While the American public went to sleep believing the war was winding down, the military had finished the final checklist for the invasion. The trap was locked. On April 15th, every piece of the machine converged. The silence of the previous 2 months ended in a single, synchronized strike. 462 Tomahawk missiles launched from submerged Ohio-class submarines. Working with the remaining drone swarms, they targeted the last remnants of Iranian command and control. 3 carrier strike groups provided total air cover as 4,700 Marines hit the beach at Karg Island. Simultaneously, the 82nd Airborne Division dropped inland, securing the oil terminals and preventing the destruction of the island's infrastructure. By dawn, 92% of Iran's naval vessels were reduced to scrap metal. The economic engine of the nation was under American control. The 2026 war confirms a new standard for modern conflict. The most decisive phases of a war are now concluded weeks before the public is told that the first shot has been fired.